This is Jason from McGuire's Clocks, and today we're going to take a quick look at the Cuckoo clocks we currently have in stock. We got a few new ones in. We'll start over here. These two chalet styles, they both have visible fronts on them, so it's got a plexiglass front with the wood dial over tops, which allows you to see the movement and the action behind it for the music box and the Cuckoo bellows. They both have dancers and motion on them. This one has the beer drinker, water wheel. This one's got two beer drinkers and a water wheel and dancers. Just to show you, this one will be easier to see. Just to go over some of the things that make some of these different as we look. In the chalet, when you see the roof that looks like this is hand laid. It makes it more expensive. The more detailed the carving is in it and the detailed the people are, the more expensive, and of course the more action it has, the more expensive it gets. Just a comparison, this is a vintage one with this traditional roof on it. It still looks like it has shingles, but it's just a piece of wood with it pressed into it. This is a hunter scene. This is a new one that we got. It's got a really nice tone for the wood. This one's got a little bit different pendulum too. I don't know if you can see this back there, but it's got the acorn or the oak leaf with the surround on it instead of just having the traditional leaf. It's got a rabbit and a pheasant, deer head and guns. This is your very, very traditional hunter. It's got the larger weights on it, and there's two of them. The larger weights run 1 full week, and if there's two weights, it just cuckoos the hour and the half hour. And like on the other two, the chalet ones here, the weights are large, and there's 3 of them. That means that it plays music if there's a third weight. Probably our most popular clock, the one I sell the most of and usually recommend if you're looking for something that's in a decent price range. This one is 8 days, which means you have the luxury of only winding it once a week. It cuckoos the hour and the half hour. The finish on the wood's good. The leaves are fairly deeply carved, which on these, this more traditional style one, that has a lot. The carving has a lot to do with the cost in it, because the deeper the carving is here, the larger the bird, the more realistic the bird or any other animals that are on it, the more expensive they get. This one's kind of like an entry level, but the leaves are still really well carved, birds still carved well, and you get an 8 day, which is nice. Now, this one up here is kind of a step up. It's a very similar clock. It's a hair larger. The leaves are more deeply carved. The bird is a little bit larger. This is the 8T100/9. Again, very, very popular seller because it's a good price point for an 8 day. This one here is you can see the weights are smaller, but there's 3 of them. This means that it runs 24 hours or technically 30 hours supposedly, and it plays music. So one thing that's different between the 1 day and the 8 day, other than the duration of the wind, is that the 8 days almost always cuckoo the hour and the half hour and only play music at the top of the hour. On the 1 days, they usually play music on the hour and the half hour. Just a quick note, almost all of these, the newer cuckoo clocks with music. The tunes you get are Edelweiss and Happy Wanderer. Every once in a while, you'll see a different tune, but almost all of them play that now. There used to be some different options, and on some of the vintage ones you'll see that, but it's mostly those two tunes now. This is one of my favorite ones. It's non-traditional. It's got owls on it, but they're very well carved. It's got a little bit different type of leaf on it and style to the woodwork. It's got two baby owls in the nest, and then it's got the owls on the outside and the two owls up top. It's a very pretty clock, and the owls are very well carved. And it's hour, half hour cuckoo, 8-day duration. Like I said, one of my favorite ones. This one's a little different also because it's painted. I like this one. I guess I tend to like the ones that are a little different than the other ones, but it's got green leaves and it's got the berries that are painted on it. The woodwork's a little less traditional also on this one, and so just being big heavy leaves on it, they're smaller leaves. Hour, half hour, 8-day duration also. This is probably our most sold 8-day chalet style with music, just because it's got a beer drinker, which is what everyone wants. It's got dancers, it's got music. It lasts 8 days. It has a water wheel, and the price point at $11.20 is pretty good for a chalet with all those features. Again, it's only going to do the cuckoo on the half hour. The cuckoo works the arm for the beer drinker. The music will do the water wheel and the dancers. And then these two clocks are the same. This is the 100/9. A minute ago we looked at the 8T 100/9. That was the one that I said that had the deeper carving in the leaves. This is probably our most popular 1-day because of the price point on it and the carving on it. So this is just going to be a 24-hour or 30-hour hour, half hour cuckoo. It's a nice clock. No extra frills, but it does everything it needs to do, and it works really well. Let's see, and then this is our cheapest one. This is this little one here with the painted inserts in the leaves and the bird. This is an hour, half hour. It's a very small one. This is the 40/9. Again, it'll cuckoo the hour and half hour. And then this one, this is the last one. This is another vintage one. I believe the vintage ones are not currently on our website, but they are available for purchase if you are interested. This will do half hour, and it's got this is an older model, and this was a really expensive model when it came out. It's got the really ornate figures on it. And it's got the nicer dancers. It's hard to see from here, but there's a cuckoo bird that comes out up there, and then it's got this guy here that works the bell and a water wheel, and then it's got a little duck here. So the coil in this one for the gong on the hour and the half hour is larger, it's deeper, and the bird cuckoo's a little bit deeper also. And this was, at one time, I don't know if it still is, one of the more sought after models because it had the band players in the front of it. And there are varying degrees of how nice these guys were. Some of them look like the traditional Weeble Wobble people that I was talking about. Some of them look like these dancers up here, and then these were the top of the line, which are, I believe they're Hummel figures on this. I know they did a lot of them with Hummel figures, the nicer ones with them. But this is a really nice clock, especially for $850. All of our vintage clocks, Cuckoo clocks, have new mechanical parts in them, and then the music box is rebuilt in them, just to make sure that they're good to go for another 20 years or so. I guess the only other thing I'll say is people always ask about the chains. So all these chains up here are wrapped over top of the clock just for display. You need enough room for the chains to hang down. Typically, you need about 6 feet from the bottom of the clock to the floor, so even this one's a little low. This one here is probably more ideal height-wise. That allows the weights to drop all the way down the full duration without hitting the floor, and that's what you're looking for when you're hanging it. But yeah, if you want to take a look at any of them, they're McGuire'sclocks.com, and most of them are on there. I believe all the new ones are on there, and like I said, if you have an interest in the vintage ones, that's just a call so that we can speak to you about it over the phone. Thank you.